Oh, it's Paskhowl! Hey, hey. Do you like my jacket? Do you like my dinner jacket? Okay. I got 2 pieces of advice from my last movie. Well, video, whatever you want to call it. Cinematic presentation. 2 things work. I could wear a dinner jacket and get turned. Get absolutely turned. Now, I don't know what those 2 things are. I don't know what they are. So this is my best impression of these 2 things. Does anyone actually know what a dinner jacket is? Because I can eat all kinds of food while wearing all kinds of attire. I feel like John Travolta right now. I still don't know what turnt is. If I'm supposed to like twerk, just let me know in the comments because I don't know what it is. But either way, here I am back. I'm doing this again for you. I am your monkey. I'm going to dance the way you want me to dance. So this is what I'm bringing here tonight. I'll be getting progressively slightly tipsier. And we're going to discuss a few very sort of topics. And just have some fun tonight. On Pasky tonight! Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do, 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 do. The party hasn't even started yet. Woo! Pasky tonight is presented to you by Monty's Doppelbock. Cause there's no doppelganger for flavor. Thanks very much. This is Pasky tonight. If you are looking for sleek editing, consummate professionalism, a real program, you're not going to get ahead tonight, and if you haven't already worked that out, you'll find out very soon. But I thank you very much for coming here on your computers in your lounge rooms and letting me know and joining me. Thank you so much. Now, a little bit about myself. What's been happening? What's been happening since the last time we met? Been nearly a month. You know, the connections that we're bonding here, getting together. What I'm going to say is, I created my fursona a while ago. Probably got a ref like 4 years ago. Wait, 4 years. Gotta get used to that. And even had a suit made and everything. And then I got an eyebrow ring, actually on this side, on my right side, or looks like left to you. So it's pretty common for, you know, for fursonas to have brightly coloured dyed hair and lots of piercings, and either the kind of stuff that they're really proud of or that people would like to try, but it's a bit fantastic in the sense that it's a fantasy thing, not just like that fucking fantastic, good job. So people could try and experiment a lot more things. So I kind of, in reflection, I kind of think it's weird that I had a piercing myself, but I didn't have it on my sonar, I didn't have it on any drawings or any artwork that we might have got done. And it's not like it was a huge part of my identity or anything, but sometimes but this could be one of the things that people try and do. Do they try and get fursonas to match up with who they really are? Do they go the exact opposite and get something crazy? As it stands, I myself, I like to think that Pasky is a reflection of myself. Not that it's the exact opposite, but it's that freaking similar. And in saying that, if I, for example, I think that I've bulked up a little bit. I don't know if this jacket's really doing me justice, but I feel a lot sort of stronger and musclier than I was 4 whole years ago when I got the ref in the first place. So I feel compelled to get the refs updated, so I'm not like some, you know, I'm not some chubby thylacine. Hopefully I'm a bit more like tank-like, you know. I like to look like a tank, and not like, I don't need a tank sonar. You know plane sonars? We'll talk about plane sonars some other time, but yeah, I don't need a tank sonar. I just want to, look like a tank, or at least some sort of representative there, and just not forgetting about the little midriff area either. That's good. So you know, in case you want to participate in this currently one-way dialogue, but it could be a two-way thing we have going here. It's a two-way street. I can listen to you too. I'm a good listener. Do you change your fursona regularly? Do you do an entire species flip if some part of your identity really, really changes? Do you update it with your latest trends, your clothes? Or is it just a thing that you use to commission pornography? I'm giving you the dead stare. It's really hard to convey that, but it's also, I'm sure it's creepy as hell. I mean, you're going to be watching someone who's not blinking at you for like minutes, literal minutes. I'm not going to blink at you. I'm going to win every staring contest between you and me, unless you're like suiting up as well at home, just to really feel like you're in the audience of this of this massive auditorium that we have here. It's a full house tonight. Can you hear the canned laughter? Yeah, I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, we've got one dog. Yep, he's really into it. He's really into it. I bought an actual camera, by the way, so hopefully you can even see what the fuck's going on here. Unfortunately, I have this tendency to want to use it like a phone camera. I've now never had a real camera. I think everything is selfie mode, which is why the first thing that I'm doing is just taking photos of myself, taking videos of myself, coming out to you. So, anyway, news headlines. News headlines. Oh, this isn't a real newspaper, but if I can pretend to make notes, suddenly feels like a news program, right? It's that simple. What the hell is this? $50, get naked. Anytime, buddy, anytime. The news, the biggest news, at least in the Australian furry community since the last time we spoke, is furries were featured on Australia's largest youth radio network. It's called Triple J. They had a representative of their current affairs program, Hack, which it airs at like 5:30 p.m. every week night. They came to Fur Jam. Fur Jam is not a con, but Sydney's largest meet. It's a multi-day meet. And Sydney is, of course, the most populous city in Australia, which is kind of a big deal. So that's their one big event. They had someone who came along. The organisers gave them a few tips of who to speak to. Yet they still came up with a piece and a subsequent line of questioning which didn't leave the local fandom feeling particularly good about what we do here. Because, you know, the relationship of furries and the media, it's not a great one. It's not a great one. Typically we live in fear. There are some sides to our fandom which people will not understand. One of them being what you're looking at right now, as well as some other ones which, you know, we want to make it seem like sometimes some people want the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Sometimes people want to say, hey, we're not weird. We just do this because we have some special power that lets us bring joy to people's lives and entertain children and be upstanding citizens and nothing else. And as we know, life is not black and white. It's not black or white. It's probably black and white, which makes grey. It's grey. It's somewhere in the middle. I'm rambling. People get upset when the way they see the fandom or the way that they see other people seeing the fandom is not the same as the one that's being portrayed. Now, furry is a label, and it's a strange kind of label to have, you know? It's this thing that barely unites us. It unites us by at its face value, the most trivial thing. You like animal stuff. You like animal cartoons. Oh, come on, which kid doesn't like animal cartoons? Can you please answer me that? Everyone fucking loves them. But hey, we stuck with it. We somehow formed the community and somehow decided to give ourselves a species and a name. So we're in a lot deeper. So we don't have a lot of excuses there. But I guess I think it's an identity thing. That if someone else is saying that this is this is why so many other people get into the fandom. And for you, it's something different. That can create a kind of chasm. It can create kind of something a little bit difficult. And I've heard a lot of theories put out there of, sometimes people want to present one thing while actually believing another thing, and then they have some kind of cognitive dissonance, which means they don't really understand why they're presenting one thing. It's because they're ashamed of some other things. I'm in way too deep. What I can tell you is, the piece itself wasn't terrible. Yes, we're strange. Yes, we know it. Maybe someone heard it and thought, hey, I think I've run into them before. I might be interested. Or, I'm going to go look on the internet and see more about it. And maybe we're going to find some cool people who happen to like the same kind of music that Triple J plays, which is pretty good, which is all right. Maybe they'll come enjoy it and we'll have a great time. But in my humble opinion, who actually joins the fandom after hearing about it from a pretty mainstream media source? I mean, is it I think I've heard somebody before say they watched CSI and then that's how they found out about Furry. But man, this kind of stuff is not a recruiting thing for us. I don't think it really works like that at all. I was a little annoyed listening to it, to be honest, because the presenter, Tom Tilley, not the one who did the piece, but he presents the show and did some interviews with some people. He seemed bugged on one line of questioning, which is pretty much, are people in it for the sexual side, or are they doing this because they're socially outcast, and this is the only place that will accept them? Yes, Furry does fit those two scenarios for some isolated cases. But let me make this perfectly clear. I would like to reject any line of questioning which tries to say, why are these people broken? I reject that. Firstly, because I don't believe everybody is flawed and broken in such a sense that we need to work out what's wrong with them, to label them with that, and then explain their actions. I think we are a mass of so many different things. You can't just put it down to, why are they defined by the trauma that has preceded them, or the situation that they grew up in, or their interactions with the world so far. I'd like to think we're more complicated than that, and more importantly, I don't want to see the world in such a negative light of searching for what's wrong with people instead of trying to see what's right with people. So thanks, Triple J. Really appreciate your work there. I'm not going to say you set us back decades, but I don't really like you, Tom Tilley. You're a little bit too harsh on us. We probably deserve it. I can't really make excuses for what we do. We know why we keep doing it. I think we get some fun out of it. I know I certainly fucking do. I mean, it's a little unnerving when you're spending an evening here, just having a couple of beers, talking to essentially myself, yet knowing that there's other people on the other end. They kind of know what I'm on about. I'm not some rambling, hobo over a can of beans in a drelly, one of those big bins with the fire in it. No. Other people on the end of this. Thank you for being here. We are not broken unless we choose to be broken. In different news headlines, Australia's oldest captive wombat turned 29. His name is Patrick. He's in the Ballarat Zoo, and do you know what a wombat is? This was the common wombat we're talking about. It's pretty much it's a native Australian. I think it's a marsupial. They're pretty much a fur-coated brick, a really big fuck-off brick. It's pretty much, if you are driving a car and you hit a wombat, your car will come off second best. And they're not massive, but they are just stocky motherfuckers. They're just blocks. They are blocks with fur on them. Some of Patrick's little tricks included riding around in a wheelbarrow. Apparently his feeders came in, and when he was a bit younger, because there would be wheelbarrows full of food, he would just hop in and they'd just take him for a ride around the zoo. just like cruising in the wheelbarrow, doing chap laps. Just fucking chicks, you're there. It's just like that. That was a real life impression. What it was like. I don't know. Why are there wombat personas out there? I haven't seen any. I mean, is it because there's no allure? Is it because people think, oh hey, I don't need to be a brick fursona. My party trick is not just doing hooning activities in a wheelbarrow. I'm more elaborate than that. Hey, I don't know. But that's what I'm throwing out there today. Wombats, consider it. Get on it. That does it for the news for this week. Tweets and emails. Email time again.